Welcome to episode 12 of my stock photography journey. Hi, I'm ZGALA. Let me switch these out and see if they work any better. I'm not sure they do. I might have to put these back on. Anyhow, it's been about 6 weeks since I started this journey, and I committed to about 3 months of part-time work effort to see what I could see. And I have been updating less often. I've, in typical fashion, started off really strong and then sort of lost some enthusiasm. I'm still keeping up with my minimum 15 hours a week, probably even more than that, especially if I count that I doubled up those first few weeks. So bought myself some extra hours there. But I want to give you an update from this about halfway point. And I've been following the good, the bad, the ugly format, but I want to flip it around a little bit today and do the ugly first and then the bad and then end on a positive note with the good. So make sure you stick around for that more positive ending, hopefully. Let's dive right into it. The ugly truth is that I don't think I'm going to make any money on stock photography, and I don't know if anybody's making any. I shouldn't say that. There are some really good photographers out there, many of whom I've been, or a few of whom I've been learning from on YouTube. And even they, though, are making less and less money in stock, and pretty much all of them make money in other ways, even if they do make some money on stock photography. One of my very favorite stock photography YouTubers, Charles Wallertz, I think is his name. Hey, Charles. He makes a regular income on stock photography, but I can tell that he's working and doing really well on his YouTube channel because he's still looking for other ways to earn a living. And he's also doing private client work that he mentions now and then. So I think the AI coming in, the increased competition, access to newer equipment for those few who can afford it is really shutting most of us out on the bottom. So I don't want to be discouraging if any of you are looking into it or wanting to do it or just starting out like me, but I think it's just the honest truth, the ugly, honest truth about where the industry seems to be heading. Now, of course, I don't know everything. In fact, I don't know most things, so I could be totally wrong. And I'm not giving up yet, and I still have some good to add at the end. So, yeah, I think, though, that ultimately, there's just less and less money and more competition in the industry of stock photography. So I've been having fun, I will say, as a little pinky finger asterisk tangent, thinking about journalism and editorial content. And I do think there's always room for creativity and always room for documenting, and we just don't know what's going to happen. So again, I don't want to be discouraging. That's just how it looks right now. I also want to mention, as I'm looking at my notes, I have some tips to follow up from this last couple weeks that I'm going to try to summarize at the end after I get to the good part. So stay put, we'll do it. The bad. I finally heard back from Alchemy after weeks and feeling like I shot myself in the foot several times. Just to give you a recap, I had submitted to them. My initial submission was rejected. Then I submitted again like 2 or 3 times and finally got 3 to pass. And then I sent them a whole bunch that I thought I had figured out how to pass the quality control, and they were all rejected because of the first one. And then I sent 2 more small batches with some confusion. Their platform, I will say, is really, really slow. In this modern age, it is really frustratingly slow. So that felt bad. And then I finally I actually had just stopped even looking because it was so discouraging. I was never seeing anything. And then I finally got an email from them saying that my suspension had been lifted, and I didn't even know I had been suspended. But apparently I had submitted so many crappy photos that they suspended me from submitting any. But I had also had such a crappy experience there that I hadn't bothered to try. So I don't know if I will. It's nice that they lifted that, and maybe there's, maybe there's a wave of hiring and shifting going on that will lead to some changes there. So I may try it out in the future, but for right now, I'm leaving that on pause. And similarly, but different, Adobe Photo Stock was, the first place I tried to get into, the place I've heard some of the most about, and has just been really some of the most frustrating. It's not that frustrating anymore because I just haven't spent any time on it, but yeah, I also there had submitted a bunch. Then I figured out how to delete them because they were just sitting in limbo. And then I resubmitted 3 that I was pretty sure were good enough quality. And at one point I got a notice saying that their 4-week time limit had been extended to 8 weeks. And then just recently when I got that note from Alchemy, I went to check Adobe Photo Stock and saw that they have rejected my last 3 as well for lack of for soft focus, lack of quality. Anyway, it's been very discouraging. And so I'm just going to set that down for now. And yeah, so on to the good. The 2 places that I've been the most encouraged and that I'm going to be spending most of my time, if not all my time from here on out, are Shutterstock and Pond5. Shutterstock is where I have had the easiest time uploading both my photos and my metadata and organizing. I don't think it pays very much if I even ever sell anything, but it has been very valuable in giving me, they've given me not positive, but helpful feedback about why things are rejected so that I can improve. And yeah, so I've been sitting at just over 100, I think at 143 photos in that, which is far less than I'd had hoped to have had by now. And I just last night finally got around to uploading. I think I uploaded another 80 or so, and then I just this morning got about 35 all tagged and titled and up for review. So we'll see how those go. A lot of those are editorials because I've been shifting to try to look for more people. I got a new camera, an SL3, which is new to me. It was obviously still not a high quality camera. It's an old DSLR. And as I've been getting more into this industry, realizing how limiting these beginner entry-level cameras are for something like stock photography, which is really an arena for the big guys, so to speak, which is just weird to me because then meanwhile it doesn't pay anything, so little that I haven't quite made sense of that. But it does seem to be like there still seems to be some professionals that really do okay with it and bring in an extra, $1,000 a month or so. Pond5, I think, pays quite a bit more because it's I guess they do photos too, but I've been just uploading video clips, and I actually only I had 4, my first 4 that I uploaded some weeks ago now were accepted, and that was pleasing. And then yesterday I finally got around to, because part of the reason I got this new camera is that it'll do 4K video, and those clips sell for more. And I also want to try using it for my podcast and my YouTube channel eventually. I haven't set it up for that yet. Still on the iPhone right here. But part of the issue is that even though the sound isn't great on this iPhone, I think that I need a better quality microphone to use the camera and the external mic setup. So all a big work in progress, lots of little steps, and my executive function being a staccato lately makes it challenging. But anyway, I'm working my way through it, and I managed to get 4 more short video clips detach the audio and put those onto Pond5 and tag them and title them and describe them and all that and put them up for review. So we'll see how those go. And I actually had uploaded about 5 more, I think 5 more exactly, that I also detached the audio from. but I haven't done the tagging and the titling, and those are similar to a couple of the others that I have up there. So I decided I'd wait and see how those go before I bother to put in the time to those. I also noticed, just as a little point of interest, that there was a couple videos that I had uploaded to Pond5 and forgot to detach the audio, and it came up with an automatic price of $50 instead of $25, which I thought was because of the new 4K format. But then when I detached the audio, that went away and it went back to $25. And then I experimented with uploading the same one that I had before that was $50, and it went back to $25, suggested price, that is. You can adjust it yourself. But so I'm not sure whether that was, you know, some kind of weird fluke, something that I don't understand, whether it's like a randomized thing. Maybe you know, and if you care to share, that would be awesome. I will say, Pond5 has been very encouraging as well. They send me nice emails. They make me feel valued as a contributor, even what little I've put on there. I haven't had any sales yet, and I don't really, as I mentioned at the start, don't really actually expect to at this point, but I'm maybe at the end of this 3 months, I'll have started to build up enough of a portfolio that I can start to think that I might get sales if I continue. At that point, I will decide at the turn of the year, or mid-December actually will be the 3-month mark. Any case, Pond5 has sent me nice emails. Shutterstock has been relatively much easier to use, and so those are the two platforms that I am going to focus on for the next 6 weeks. And my new camera has been both encouraging and maybe a little bit discouraging. I haven't spent a lot of time getting to know it yet. I've been using it a lot on auto setting because maybe I don't trust myself now that I've had so much rejection. But I'm planning on getting myself out of that rut a little bit and playing more with the actual settings and getting to know it better, and getting my tripod game more on. I tend to be all handheld or set on something. You're setting right now on some funky boards, by the way. Anyway, some tips, bonus tips here at the end that I want to give you about removing audio from video clips for platforms like Pond5, and I assume most other platforms, because even though sometimes audio can be valuable, like for some editorial shots, the audio might be relevant to the shot, in which case you're going to want to consider keeping it if it's decent audio, or maybe even if it's not that great, if it's really, you know, a historical thing or something. But in general, like the other day, I got some good footage, not good footage, I got some footage, some crappy footage of some of the Canadian geese that migrate through down at the river. And in that clip, there was some of their honking noises. That's what drew my attention. They were a little bit of a distance, which is why it wasn't a great clip. And even though, like, had it been a better clip, I probably would have also kept that audio because it was particular to them, or maybe tried submitting it in both ways. I'm not sure if I can do that, but as it wasn't a good enough clip to bother with. But had it been, I think I would definitely take the audio, separate the audio out. So yesterday I spent quite a bit of time experimenting, exploring ways to remove the audio from a clip that were easy and inexpensive. And I want to give you a couple of tips. One is that there is a free service I found. So Adobe Express came up and I could not figure that shit out at all. It was very frustrating. Adobe tends to frustrate me. I don't know if it's just that I'm wired differently or what it is, but yeah, it tends to make me feel stupid and like it's stupid, and then I end up cranky and making this face a lot, and it's not good. So I uploaded a couple things there. I tried to figure it out. It still made me make this face. So audioremover.com was something that I found just from a Google search, and I have used it several times. It is extremely slow, but it is free and it does work. And if you don't have anything else, that would be my recommendation. And I'll probably put some links down below to these things that I'm mentioning, so check that out. audioremover.com is slow but free. Oh my God, it takes a long time sometimes. And I do think that it probably is varying, depending on how many people are using it and how big, of course it's varying depending on how big your file is and things like that. But it will let you directly upload, remove the sound, and then download it again. All of that takes a while. So be forewarned, but it is a free service. What I ended up doing and being really so happy with that I bought it on the spot for $14 a month. I think you can do, I think it's 14 to 30 a month. And that's Flixier. And I will put a link down there because I immediately signed up for an affiliate link because that definitely rocked compared to anything else that I've tried. And I've tried Movari, not recently, but in the past. And I've tried, now not specifically just to go in and take a bunch of batch clips and remove audio like I was doing now, to be fair, on these other platforms. But still, I've played with enough other editing platforms to say that I was impressed with Flixier, and that's Flixier, and I'll put my affiliate link down there. And it was super fast. It was super easy to use. It was very intuitive. It was in line with all the other main editing software that I've used. And I believe that it's all run online so that it's not taking up a lot. I didn't have to download a lot of stuff onto my computer, or maybe not even anything. I just paid. I don't think it has a free trial, but I was happy to pay the $14 a month. I think there's a deal where it's a little cheaper if you pay by the year, like most things are. But I am so broke. I was barely afford the $14 right now, but determined to go forward. So I was happy, and I actually was really happy to find that because I have some podcast editing to do that I've been postponing because it's just so frustrating. And first, my computer was too slow. Now I've got the newer computer, but when I tried to run Adobe on it, Adobe just make that face again. So anyway, Flixier, yay, making me a happy face. And I uploaded like 6 different clips on it. They take 2 to 15 minutes a piece to upload, put over, separate the audio, which is just in a couple clicks, and then re-export it or download it, and then upload it to Pond 5. And all of that is so much quicker, though, than some of the other things. So that's how I managed to get, I think, 9 clips separated out and put on Pond 5, 4 of them described and tagged and all that stuff, and submitted for review. So hopefully I'll do another update soon. This was a long one. It's been a little while since I updated, and I'm happy that I have hopefully some valuable tips and hopefully not too much discouragement. I want to add that, again, I'm still really learning a lot, and ultimately that's what it's all about to me. Up-leveling my skills, learning. I've had some waves of disappointment. I don't think that stock photography is going to be a good way for me to make money, but I do think that trying to make money through stock photography is helping me improve my skills so that I might make money in some of the other avenues that I use photography, like print-on-demand products like cards and wall art and even t-shirts, and also perhaps private clients, either in the stock photography department, like objects and items and marketing stuff, or in the boudoir, or is that what it's called? Anyway, I'm not sure. I often think in my head that I want to work with people, and then I do it a little bit, and I remember why I mostly work alone. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Let me know if you can relate. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps me out more than you know, and I thank you if you do. Check out the description for links to things and stuff. And as always, stay curious, stay courageous, stay fit, and stay free. Ciao for now.